Thank you, Dean. Today we have EPHS alumni Cecil Hernandez, who is currently working towards his dreams and goals to become a professional wrestler. We're at the Eagle Pass Youth Center to see what he has to say. Hi, Cecil. What are we doing here today?
Today we are getting ready for this awesome main event between one of the most hardcore superstars, Masada, and one of the most ruthless, cold-blooded professional wrestlers in South Texas, Massive.
Well, I'm excited. What did it take to be here? How are you doing this difficult job?
How am I doing this difficult job? I've been doing professional wrestling. I've loved professional wrestling since I was a kid. You know, it's always wanted to do. It's always been my number one career in my life. Other than college, but it's always has to be on my A list.
How did you find the inspiration? Any specific wrestlers come to mind?
There was a lot of wrestlers that I grew up watching in the indies. I grew up watching like Don Juan, the Texas Streets, Rudy Russo. Also, one of the main locals in Eagle Pass is Tiger, who is I consider as my good brother because he helped me get into this business. In TV, I grew up watching the luchadors, Consejo and AAA, like Blue Demon Jr., Messias. I grew up watching. There's a lot of them out there. There's a lot of them out there, kind of like a lot of luchadors. I grew up in the Lucha Libre area.
Well, that's really cool. Did you get to meet any of them?
Yes, I did. Like, I met many of them. I've met TNA and former Lucha Underground superstar Hernandez. I've met Pentagon Jr. this past summer, and 3 weeks ago, I've met former ROH star ACH, and then former current Crash superstar Daga.
Cool. And when you first started, how did your family react to you getting into wrestling?
What's crazy is that my family weren't too sure about it first because, you know, I was their little boy. I'm their little boy. I'm like their very first child. I remember one time I came home from training. My mom had hollered. It was like, I remember I took off my shirt and I forgot that my chest is red. And I was like, "What happened to your chest?" I was like, "Mom, I'm fine. It's just red. It's just a rash." And I told her, you're gonna get used to this because this is what I'm gonna go through. You're gonna see your son doing this hardcore stuff.
Well, you definitely had to get used to it. How did you get into the wrestling business? I heard you first had to start by helping out.
Yes, I did. Well, I first started wrestling. I started training in my sophomore year. I trained Lucha Libre style under the name of Arandu, a AAA legend back in the 80s and 90s. Then in my mid-senior year, I helped other promotions in my mid-senior year. And then I moved on, and then I started helping this promotion called Texas Wrestling Entertainment, owned by Rudy Boy Gonzalez. And not to mention, I met Rudy Boy Gonzalez about a year ago during WrestleMania weekend in San Antonio at this show called Evolve. I told him that who I was training and what I do, and he was really impressed. So then a week later, he tells me he's going to have a show in Del Rio, and then a few days before, he said he was going to have a seminar. So I was like, okay, a seminar. So then I headed to the seminar, and I showed him what I had in the ring, who I was trained from out on do. I was like, and he was really impressed. Like, wow, you really do know how to do some lucha stuff. And then later on, I convinced him, like, how come you never, because he's done shows around Eagle Pass, like Carrizo, Crystal City. And then I told him, how come you should do a show in Eagle Pass? And I convinced him. So then he planned on making a show here, which was around July. And when we had the first show in July, he was really impressed with the crowd and the atmosphere. He was like, wow. But not to mention, I received a scholarship, a $500 scholarship from the Texas Wrestling Academy. And I felt really happy about that because in reality, that's an opportunity, investing in yourself.
Compared to when you first started out, how have you grown as a professional?
How have I grown as a professional? From here till now, at first I was all excited and stuff, but from now on, I've taken things really seriously. From inside of wrestling to outside, meaning school, college, my friends, my family. I mean, I've taken things more serious. I've become more of a serious person. You know, I've taken things more to the next level because I got to take this career because this career is really serious about this, and you got to stay professional about it.
I can definitely see that. How would you describe wrestling?
Professional wrestling is the hottest industry in the world. I mean, there's so much out there to learn, especially as upcoming wrestlers, especially now today, like today of this year, like opportunities left to right. And I'm going to put an example, like independent wrestlers going into the WWE, like Ricochet and War Machine and Candice LeRae. These people have been in the indies, has been making their name out there from the States to other promotions around the country, and they made it to the biggest company, which is the WWE. And wrestling is really big right now. I have no words, but it's really big right now. This is the time now for us as upcoming wrestlers.
Well, I'm definitely excited for tonight's event. I want to wish you the best of luck, and thank you so much for your time. Any events that we can keep an eye out for?
Follow Texas Wrestling Entertainment or Texas Wrestling Academy on Facebook. March 31st at San Antonio, Texas, they will be bringing Chavo Guerrero Jr., who is a former WWE, WCW, and ECW superstar. And I will be in San Antonio February 16th for the Manny Villalobos Battle Royal, who I'm going to pay my respects, who is one of the legends that I looked up to.
Thank you so much. That was Cecil Hernandez. I'm Keren Munoz reporting for EPTV. Now back to you guys.
The first event is going to be Branded Outlaw Wrestling, March 24th, live at LBJ Park in San Antonio, Texas. Tickets are only $10 and it starts at 6 p.m. March 31st, Texas Wrestling Entertainment presents Battle of the Alamo, live at San Antonio Food Bank. One of the matches is going to be the TWE Tag Team titles on the line, Nightmares of Pain versus Texas Renegades. The VIP tickets will be $20, adult $10, kids $7, and doors open at 7:30 p.m. April 22nd, TNT Wrestling live at the Me Marsalo Event Center. Doors open at 5, first match at 6. The tickets will be $10 for adults and $5 for kids. And I also like to personally thank Texas Wrestling Entertainment for allowing us to go to one of their events and record and interview one of their aspiring wrestlers. Thank you.